Okay, what's up, everybody? What day is it? Happy Sunday. Wow, it's already Sunday. Today is such a good day for a group call because we can set ourselves up strong going into the week. Before we get going, I always like to share with you all my mission of why we're doing this call, why we are having calls in general. And for me, my mission is to help people improve their health and fitness so that they can show up more secure and confident at work. They can show up sexy and, again, secure in their relationships, and energetic and reliable as parents or caretakers in general. And so, this improvement in your own personal excellence, your own personal health and fitness can change society, and it can change generations, it can change families. You don't even know who you are impacting and inspiring. Every single one of you on this call are listening to the recording. People are watching you, and you have the opportunity to create that positive ripple effect and join me in my mission. So, by being on this call, you are definitely doing that. So we always start off our calls with a couple wins. So I will take 3 wins. We can totally do more, but you can either raise your hand or honestly just unmute because there's not too many of us, and share a win. It doesn't even have to be your own. It could be someone you know. It doesn't even have to be fitness related, but whatever the case may be, I'm going to let you go ahead and take the floor, you guys, for a couple wins.
I'll share a win.
Go ahead, Cynthia.
So I'm reached my goal weight, so I'm at that, which is great. It's taken me a while to hit that, so finally happened this week.
That's amazing. And for everyone who wanted to know, Cynthia's goal weight was actually a few pounds higher than what she was at. And so her goal has been to increase her strength and muscle. And we've been increasing her calories in a way that she really was able to maintain her physique, but build incredible strength gains. And she just finished a 12-week long strength program as well. So good job, Cyn.
Oh, thanks you. And thanks for your help.
Yeah, got you.
I can
Anybody
share
else
one.
got a win? Yeah, let's hear it, Brooke.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me okay. I already messaged you about this, Jess, but I was in Atlanta for work all week, and normally on a work trip is when I would yo-yo and like not plan very well and drink and just you know, whatever, and then come back and feel like, oh fuck, here we go again, gotta start over. But I like went to the grocery store, I like got a fridge put in my room, I like meal prepped like a weirdo, like cutting vegetables with a plastic butter knife in my room. Like I tried really hard to stick to it, and the food was kind of gross anyways that they were serving, so I was really thankful. Oh god, my children are murdering each other. Anyways, it was a good week, and I didn't drink, and it felt really good. I felt good coming home from a work trip, not like having kind of like Sunday scaries about overeating and drinking. So it was a good week.
That's incredible. And Brooke, I saw a lot of people here on the call shaking their head. I know Stacy travels a lot. I know Cynthia travels a lot. And we all go through that same thing. And I always want you to think about how you've treated previous trips before you were on this journey, and really reflecting on, you probably had just as good of a time. You have that confidence for the next trip. So good job. I know, too bad you can't bring a legitimate meal prepping knife with you, but you made it work. That's why when I travel, I always try to get a suite so that I can have that space to meal prep and cook. And the investment you make in that proactiveness really does play into you guys being able to stay on track, quote unquote. And it won't be perfect, but when you get home, you're easier able to get back on track in your routine. So cool. Does anybody else have a win? I have one, but I'll wait.
I can share. I've been dealing with like a hamstring. I don't know if I pulled it or what for like a month now, and I've been ignoring it because that's what I tend to do. So I finally decided I needed to stop ignoring it and actually like rest and stuff. So I took the week off of F45 and I only did like one gym session of upper body this week. But I really just like focused on getting back on track with like my nutrition and my walking and everything. And so I just did my weigh in, and I was down 2.6 pounds this week. So finally like getting back on track and like everything, and being able to do that without the extra workouts and stuff like felt really good. So
Oh, that is so awesome. And just so everyone knows, Stacy is still actively bowling all the time, walking her dog all the time. But there's something to be said about, and we're going to talk about this, the difference between discipline and commitment. But when you're committed to a goal, you will find other ways to be disciplined, whether that's your nutrition or just finding the problem solving that Stacy's been constantly doing. So good job, girl. My win is that I have families coming in where I have so many moms, dads, kids, or husbands, wives, babysitters. These families are coming in. And for that to me is so special because, again, at a generational level, we're creating change and fostering change in a family. And it's hard sometimes to find an accountability partner. It's hard sometimes to have our husband or our just even our cousins when we go to family events supporting us. And so to see family teams coming together has been really special. And I'm so happy about that. So that's my win. A couple announcements as we get going. Thank you all for sharing. If you have a win, Katie, you can share it in the chat or any other wins that come to your guys' minds, please share it in the chat or ask me any questions. But a couple announcements. First of all, I want to thank you guys for being so active in the Facebook group. This community page is the reason I don't have a website is because that is my website, because what it is it's you. The people make the party. You all are what matters to me and the change you all can influence on each other. It's not just about me. And I want that to be clear by having that Facebook group be the landing page for me and all of you. So thank you for being so active in there and continuing to share. Yesterday we had a core workout workshop where I was seeing so many side photos where we were sucking it in a little too much. We weren't bracing our core, and I needed to do something about it. As a prenatal postpartum specialist, core engagement, pelvic floor, deep core is something I know a lot about and have experienced. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. So if you were not able to make it in that workout, I'm going to go ahead and paste the link to it right here in the chat. So you guys can join that whenever you want. It's about a 15-minute workshop and then a 15-minute workout. But next thing, so next week for our team call, it is going to be Wednesday at 7 p.m. and it's actually going to be a spotlight call where we're going to talk to Allison Mistro. She was a transformation I posted somewhat recently. She's a mom, I think she's a mom of 4, Brooke, correct me if I'm wrong, who has not only lost all of her pregnancy weight, but got into a weight she never thought she could be at again. We're currently in a reverse diet with her. And I just really want her to share her story with all of you. You can ask her questions, but that's going to be our next spotlight call next week for the team call. So can't wait to see you all on there and talk to Allison. And then the final announcement is we are all in a 8-week challenge. Some of you may have come in a little late, but the 8-week challenge is happening right now with Team Jess Lee in first form. But there's more people to be helped. Summer is approaching. And so what I'm going to host starting next Monday is a 21-day slim down challenge. Where it's completely free, anyone can join, where we are going to, for 21 days straight, walk 45 minutes every single day. Cynthia, Stacy, you have no problem doing that. We are going to drink 100 ounces of water every single day, and we are going to hit our protein goal every day for 21 days. Now, you watching this are probably already doing that. But as you may know, a lot of people are not doing that. Sometimes tracking our food, this game plan we're all running together, can be a little overwhelming and daunting, but that doesn't mean that those people don't deserve, and you all don't deserve, to look the way you want to look this summer. And protein, water, and movement are the ways that I know people can successfully get there. So we're going to do a 21-day challenge, and I am actually going to host a little referral contest for all of you who are already on my team and in the Facebook group, because in the Facebook group is where this is going to be moderated. So whoever gets the most people referred in, I will reward you with either a tub of level 1 or a bag of greens. You decide, but really I think the mission here is to get as many people on board with committing to something for 3 weeks that could potentially send them into this greater journey that you all are on. So I will share that tomorrow, and then we will roll into it the following week. But that is all I have for announcements. Now, we shared some wins, but now we're going to get a little real and we're going to share some struggles. These are going to be struggles that you are feeling a little, I don't know how to fix this, or maybe you do, but you want to see if anyone can relate. Please do not hesitate to share, because if you don't share what you're going through, 9 out of 10 times, everyone watching this is also going through it, and we're blocking an opportunity to feel a little relatable here. So whether it was in the last week or just in general on your journey, I'm going to open the floor up for any struggles we've been going through, and I have my own I'll share, but I'll let you guys go first.
I don't mind going first. Oh, Brooke, you go. I went last time.
Sorry. My struggle is when I'm making food for my kids. Like one for me, one for them, and I don't track it. No, I'm not gonna sit down. Okay. Anyways, they're in charge. This is Logan. Say hi.
Hey.
But anyways,
Mommy.
yeah, they all look like mommy. But anyway, so that's like my struggle. It's like when I'm making this, because then I'm not sticking to it, and then I get kind of like, oh fuck it. So that's my struggle, is honoring what I retrack when it comes to kids stuff. Because who doesn't like Uncrustables, you know? So maybe I should feed them more vegetables. It wouldn't be a problem, but you know, they don't eat that.
So thank you for sharing that, Brooke. And when we share our struggles, I'm going to open the floor up to the team to answer. I know no one listening is a mom, so I'm going to jump in on this one. This is called the mom tax. We don't think that when we're making our kids our plate, we don't think that us taking a bite, like us eating the crust when we cut the crust off their sandwich counts. We don't think that us finishing their goldfish that they didn't finish counts. And it adds up so much that we don't even realize it, especially over the course of the day, the week. And so our weight gets stagnant and we get into this habit of it. This might also be the case if you're cooking a different meal for your spouse or your partner. But the way that I've addressed this is I make sure that I am, without a doubt, not hungry when I'm making them food. And so making sure that everything you eat is filled with fiber. So fruits, vegetables, berries, avocado has fiber, whole grains have fiber. So getting those 20 grams of fiber a day, drinking tons of water and just filling your belly with water, and also getting enough protein. And so really, checking in with yourself of, am I hungry before you snack? And this can apply to just snacking and habitual snacking in the household. So I hope that helps, Brooke. And if you want to, maybe one day actually track the little extra bites. Like if you're having a hard time keeping the habit, track those extra bites and you'll kind of get like a whoosh reality check that it's like maybe 300 calories over. And that will convince you enough that it's throwing off your game. Cool. Thanks. Yeah, my daughter actually she's learning full sentences now. So right now her favorite thing to say is sit down, mama. So I could be like mopping the floor and she's like, sit down, mama, and I can sit in a puddle. So anyway, Cynthia, you had one. Let's hear it.
Okay, sorry, just trying to find the unmute button. So part of this, I've been working with Jess on this, is that part of my kind of stubbornness in my mind is that I'm so routine based, and sometimes if I'm not in my routine, it like messes me up, or I can't adjust it. So in part of like switching up my current goals right now and building muscle and trying to take a step back with walking or steps or just switching things up, like I just get so stuck on my routine. So that's just been a struggle for me, and part of like the overtraining and needing to rest a bit more. So I know I've kind of talked through some things with Jess to adjust that, but that's still, even if I do it, like mentally it messes me up. So
yeah, we've definitely been working on this, and I would love to hear from any of you, even in a different interpretation, like how hard is it for you guys to convince yourselves to rest, especially when you have really big goals? Stacey, I think you can speak to this, but anyone else, let's hear how you guys kind of get over that mental hurdle of deciding whether or not to back off a little bit when you have such big goals in front of you. And Stacey, you totally don't have to share, but I see you unmuting.
Yeah. No, I mean, this has kind of been like my life struggle. I've definitely worked myself into many, many, many injuries from overworking. So it's really just had to be like a mindset thing. I mean, I think one of the biggest things that really clicked for me for like modifying and like resting more at F45 was Amira gave me a very tough love conversation and everything. But it's really just kind of been focusing on that mindset piece and kind of just like I've forced myself to kind of like research more on like how your body responds to rest and kind of just like educate myself more on like the benefits of rest to kind of be like, okay, like I'm not being lazy, like my body needs this. And then yeah, just kind of like trying to be like, okay, if I can't go work out, I'm going to stretch or at least find like one thing that I can still do that makes me feel like I'm moving in the right direction, but that's still like easier on my body. Or like even taking Epsom, I'll like take Epsom salt baths. So I like still like really hot baths. So I still get like a little bit of a sweat on and like read my personal development book. So I'm like still like doing something to like feel like I'm moving in the right direction, but it's at least different and easier on my body.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like the productive restness. So I've been doing, I did take last Friday off or the Friday before that to just kind of chill and relax. It was really nice. Thank you, Stacey.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for sharing back and forth like that. You know, when we have big goals, we really have to make sure that we're in touch with our why. And like, why do we want this goal? When people come in and start working with me and I say, what's your why? They're like, I want to lose weight. I'm like, but why do you want to lose weight? Oh, well, I'm not feeling very confident in my clothes. Okay, well, why aren't you feeling confident in your clothes? Oh, well, my husband has a lot of, really fit guy and girlfriends and we hang out. We really devolve into what is your true why deep down. If your why doesn't make you cry. And what this means is we have to be in touch with our intuition. We have to be able to listen to our body and understand why do we want these things. And so Cynthia and anyone else, one day you may have a goal that's not fitness related. You may have this goal that is so different than anything you're used to. And the way that you get there is going to look a lot different. And so really getting in touch with our body and our mind and our why so that we can be flexible, because we have to be if we truly understand what we're trying to do and why we want to do it. So I encourage you all, and if you're struggling with not understanding whether it's your body wanting rest or your mind wanting rest, we can absolutely talk about that. Does anyone else have a struggle that they want to share? Well, mine recently has been I have completely cut out eating out, which has been so incredible and has made tracking a lot easier. But I do work from home. And so I am kind of constantly eating and I am trying to be a little more intuitive. Like, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. But I am not prioritizing protein as much as I should. And so I'm feeling like I'm constantly hungry. My carbs are always really high. My fats are always really low. And so even though I haven't been eating out, my calories are still up. And so my weight's been a little stagnant. And so that's been a struggle I've been having, is just really sticking to what I choose to eat. And I just don't think that I'm pre-tracking realistically. And so when you pre-track your food, it's really fun to make that puzzle fit together. But is it realistically, like, when you're going to want a snack, make room for that snack. And so this is the lesson I'm teaching myself this week, is to, when I'm planning ahead, making sure that it's actually going to suit my hunger, my lifestyle, my timing. So maybe you guys could take something away from that. Awesome. Okay, everybody, we are going into a little exercise right now. When we hear the word discipline, I think lately There's a little bit of back and forward between discipline being a positive thing or a negative thing, right? When we think about like disciplining a kid, or we're disciplining ourselves. And so a phrase I want us to kind of embrace, or term I want us to embrace as we head into this week, is commitment. That you are committed to something. You can be disciplined in something, but how do you feel when you rephrase it as I'm committed to something? And so you don't have to do this right now, but there are three kind of fill in the blanks I want you guys to do before we get into next week. So if you have a pen and paper, grab it, or if you want to type this out. But the first thing is, I want you to say, I am committed to blank, right? It's not I want to lose 10 pounds. It's not I want to be a more present parent. It's not I want to run a half marathon. It is I am committed to. Okay, so take some time, either now or later, watching the recording. What are you committed to? And just take a second to kind of feel how that feels, to put it into those words. Now that you know what you're committed to, let's talk about why. I am committed to X because, and go ahead and tell yourself why. It doesn't have to be super deep right away, but I am committed to X because, and maybe you'll reread this tomorrow or later today, and you'll realize that's not deep enough. Find that deep why, develop it over the next week as you reflect on this commitment you're making. Now we're going to tie the bow. To ensure that I follow through with X, I will implement these actions. To ensure that I will follow through with X, I will implement these actions. Now, before you fill in what those actions are, I want to remind us, we know exactly what we're supposed to be doing. We know, everybody knows. And yes, there is some gatekeeping, there is some complicatedness out there in the world and information of what we're supposed to do to, let's just give the example of lose weight. But we know what we're supposed to do, right? Exercise, drink water, sleep. There's some fine tuning that we do on my team with hitting our calories and protein, so on and so forth, some specifics, but we know. And that means we know exactly what we're not doing. We know exactly what we're not doing. And when we talked about our struggles earlier, those are things that maybe we didn't really have the answers to. We weren't sure how to overcome those. But as you could tell from my struggle, I found an actionable way to overcome that. And that's the mindset I want you to have. And I just want you to take a second to think about what it is you're not doing. Don't victimize yourself. Don't come up with excuses. Just flat out, what are you not doing? Nobody's running the play perfectly. If you think you are, we might be missing the mark. You might start slowing that momentum down. We're not self-auditing well enough here. So now that we know what we're supposed to be doing, we know what we're not doing. We also have the intention of going the extra mile together. Now I want you to take some time today to fill in the actions that you will implement to get to your commitment. This can be a daily power list for you. These are the things you are not doing. And when you start to implement these every single day, they will become habits. Think about the things that are habits for you, the non-negotiables, even if it is brushing your kids' teeth at night. Also, not quite a non-negotiable for me yet. She doesn't have enough teeth for me to commit. Making your bed, whatever it is, you have the ability to be disciplined at things, but for you to be committed, it means being disciplined in things that you're not currently doing. And so I really want you guys to take the time to think about that. Create your daily power list. Put it on a whiteboard, put it on a post-it note, put it in the notes on your phone, and execute daily. Once something becomes a habit, you swap it out and you exchange it for something else. I will send you guys a podcast or I'll send you guys a podcast on how to develop that power list, but essentially this is where we're kind of jumping off from. Amazing. And if you guys want to share your list to the Facebook group or send it to me, by all means, please do. You might find that we have similar things on our lists. So the last thing I'm going to say as we kind of head off into the rest of our Sunday is success is very, very simple. Yes, we know it's not easy. We know that's been coming up on social media a lot. It's simple, but it's not easy. And I don't want that to get watered down. So we're just going to say success is simple. Here is what success is. Success is making decisions that everyone else won't. Success is making the decisions that everyone else won't. Even maybe the decisions that this version of you won't make. So when you are at the gym and you see people stopping early at F45, what are you going to do? When you are at the work lunch and you see everyone grabbing the pizza, what are you going to do? We are not putting ourselves above other people. No, we are setting an example. We are leading by example because we care so much about the people around us that we show them how much we care about ourselves, our health, and the decisions we make, about our kids. Hey, so this is my kid. So that is kind of the message I want you guys to take away down, that I don't want you guys to look at the things other people aren't doing in a negative light. But if you are committed, you will do more than just the things you know you need to do. You will do the things that nobody else is doing. So that is kind of all I got for you. I got to go be a mom now. If you guys enjoyed this call, please share with the other people on the team in the Facebook group to join us next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. to talk to our spotlight client, Allison. But thank you all so much for being here, showing up and going the extra mile. And remember, here on Team Jess Lee, we're committed. I love you guys. Go win the day. See you later.